All right, guys, welcome to the video. Anthony Special here. Special analysis. Going to be breaking it down. So had a little bit of a just kind of, I don't know, it was a choppy morning. Had PPI and unemployment claims at 8:30. Expectations of Yellen speaking at noon. 30-year bond auctions coming to play later in the morning. So quite a bit of just stuff. Price action here was a little bit choppy. NASDAQ and the S&P were definitely a little bit choppy. Gold was as well. Took a hard reaction to the 8:30 news. Even crude did. You can see it right here on the screen. Came back up here, pulled back really nicely into the VWAP. Had I gotten some absorption here, I probably would have considered trying to buy this. Had immediate failure here off of this aggressive buying candle off the 8:30 news. Here nor there, you know, we were somewhat in a little bit of a downward motion here. We kind of made a topping pattern yesterday, so I was a little mixed on how I felt. Really weren't established in a super clean direction. Yes, if you look at this chart, we are pushing higher. But there's also, I had some reason to believe that this may be an area where we do pull back towards 76.5. So with a little bit of mixed kind of bag of emotions there, I felt really uncomfortable. I said, you know what, let me just sit this one and see kind of how it played out. And it really, we pushed up here. We started getting super choppy, which I didn't love. We did put in a double top, which was identified. We did have a little absorption here. I try not to pick tops and bottoms because I've just learned over the years trying to pick the top or trying to pick the bottom can more often than not be a painful experience rather than a pleasurable experience. Yes, when you get it right, you feel great. But trying to call the double top as it's forming is sometimes a little bit difficult. So we did recognize that this low here, placed at 1010, was the neckline of this double top. And really what I was looking for was a break below and a pullback into, which I got right here finally at 1125. Took forever, at least it felt like forever. Right there. I pulled back into an area where there was some absorption. I pulled back in, kind of retested the neckline here. We just kind of respected this area, and then we took a push here through the VWAP finally. So I did take profits really aggressively. I pulled part of my position here at the session VWAP, and I pulled the rest of it out as I was coming into this low. So I'm literally just shooting the video after logging out of my trading account on the other screen. So that's how I played it. It was definitely a morning that tested my patience. I was eyeing this short up, and I didn't take it. I was then looking at these higher lows. I felt like we still, there wasn't a lot of evidence to provide that, hey, this is what was going to happen. I really like to stack the odds in my favor, and I had a hard time doing that today. It was just, the market didn't present it, right, in a manner that was easy to interpret and easy to see, and it just took a little bit of time, and that's sometimes what happens, right? I waited. I think I took an okay trade here. This may continue to sell off, and I'm totally fine with that. I don't really care. I captured, again, some very fast profits here and some very fast profits into this low when we tested the VWAP down here. That low comes in at 78.05, and that's where I pulled it, and I was like, all right, whatever happens next, happens next. I don't think I have any anticipation of continuing to trade throughout the balance of the day. This was a very sloppy kind of high or top forming here. It took quite a bit of time, and you're watching every little move, trying to see, hey, am I missing something? It does get exhausting, believe it or not. But it is what it is. We did talk about gold and the S&P and NASDAQ after the 8:30 news taking a push to the downside. Had a fairly decent read on them. They did pull back into some significant areas. They're not necessarily following through as clean as I would like them to either. We got a lot of news yesterday, so the market is absorbing a lot of content over the last less than 24 hours. So For that, I have to also be patient with it. We're also into what we call summertime trading, right? We're between Memorial Day and Labor Day. Sometimes the market can get a little bit sluggish. It is what it is. Nothing makes me happier than coming to the computer first thing in the morning before I finish my first cup of coffee. I've already taken profits and I logged out of my, brokerage account, and I'm really kind of happy and content. That was not today. Okay. Like I said, today was a little bit taxing in the sense that, you're watching every tiny little movement here, making sure you're not missing some detail that could lead to a potential setup. And again, it really came down to a double top, a neckline, which is this line right here at 78.42. Price broke it, came back, retested it, and then finally took this push. Now, we may pull back and we may push lower, but I don't care. I'm totally done for the day. Like I said, I'm logged out. I'm going to shoot my recaps, do my trade journaling, and I'm going to check out of the office and be done with it for the day. Because, again, some days are more taxing than others, and when they are, it is what it is. So, again, I shoot these videos so that I can share with you kind of the thought process of how this all comes together, what it takes, how sometimes enduring it can genuinely be. I felt like today was one of those days that it was just like a constant endurance. But yeah, it is what it is, right? Like, this is the world of day trading. Sometimes it's quick and efficient, sometimes it's not. It really comes down to, are you the type of person who is patient enough to be present, right? Focused, undistracted, and if there's an opportunity ready and willing to present itself, are you prepared then to take advantage of it? It's not for everybody, right? I do this because a lot of times people will buy these, gimmicky sales pitch programs or whatever, and only come to realize that this is not for them. Like, the traders I work with are the ones that have gone through all that process and typically say, hey, listen, this is still for me. I just really want to endure what it's really like to be a trader. And this is what it is. Like, some days it's really easy. Some days it's really hard. Some days the market's very cooperative, and some days the market's not. And it is an emotional roller coaster. It is a psychological roller coaster. You have to have a firm stomach to kind of deal with it. You have to keep your head level. You have to keep your emotions level. And especially when you begin to start fighting the market, like, you're not going to win, and you have to accept that. And it's just better to not fight the market. So just wanted to share some insights. Again, I recap these videos so you have some kind of a glimpse into what it is I do for myself, what it is I offer my clients. It's analysis, interpretation, expectations that you can use, however you choose. In this example, I did define the double top for my clients. I did define the neckline. I did explain to them that if we break through it, we could certainly retest it and then have some continuation to the downside. Whether they took advantage of it or not, that's totally up to them. I'm not here to dictate to anyone what to do with their money. I'm just simply sharing with you that I did what I shared with them. And this is how I approach the market. This is one of many ways, but this is a technique that I used today where I felt confident that I could take very quick profits and then again take more profits if the market does offer them. And it did. So hope you have a beautiful and blessed day. I appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I will see you in the next one. God bless.